Shalom, y'all. This Harwood. Yesterday, man. Listen. To be honest with you, something had occurred, right? And I was mad, right? But at the same time, I started laughing, right? Because I started thinking about what was taking place. And actually I was talking to somebody about it, and they was telling me it was funny, man, especially when people point out stuff. But I had peeped one part of it, but I didn't really pay attention to the second part, or the whole thing. So I'm finishing up a job, right? This lady's bathroom. So the girl's boyfriend, when I first started it, he tried me, right? He literally tried me. And he a young boy, the one of them little with the tight pants and stuff and all that. Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna put this down real quick. Go watch this guy. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, but he young. He one of them with the skinny jeans and all that stuff, right? And so initially me taking a job, he didn't pay no money. The mom paid for everything, which I really don't care. It's the girl mom. So he called. So initially me taking a job, I explained to them that I'm doing a job now. So in the daytime I'm working, and I will get with them in the eve, around 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And so, everything was fine. 3 days go by, I'm closing up everything now. And this boy calls my phone. First he calls my phone at 10 o'clock. Hold on, y'all, again. First he calls my phone at 10 o'clock, right? Oh, what the hell am I doing? Then he calls my phone at 10 o'clock and asks me, what time am I coming there? And I tell him, so I'm actually working at the first job, and I'm like, huh? He like, what time am I coming there? I said, I can't give you a time. I said, that's why I call, text y'all, or text your girl or whoever before I come, right? So he like, yeah, well, so it was on his note, he was trying to rush me to get the bathroom done. And I'm like, listen, man, I just gutted this thing out. I'm gonna, so now I'm sheetrocking walls and stuff like that, but they want to try to rush me through it. So I hang up, I'm not doing that. So then around 2 o'clock, I text her, tell her I'm about to leave, but I'm gonna stop at Home Depot and pick up some material. So about 2 hours go by, right? Because it took me a minute to get from where I was from. And also, I was in the store, and anybody knows you go in them stores, you already know how that big. So this dude calls my phone again and says to me, you said you was gonna be here. So I said, yo, man, listen, I'm in the store, right? So he gonna say to me, how long it take you to go to the store? This is what this dude say to me. So automatically I get defensive, yo, who you talking to? You know what I mean? So, he starts this, that. I said, yo, man, dude. Tell him, I said, yo, man, you need to chill out for real, right? So, doing this. Now, I literally caught an attitude, and I was telling him, I said, you really need to chill out. I said, you don't know me like that to be calling my phone talking like that. You know what I mean? So, now you tell me how this looked, because this is how it looked to me. So now I pull up to the house after, probably about 30 minutes afterwards. And him and his girl pull up, but they won't come in the house. They didn't come in the house. They was sitting in the car. And then, they sitting out there for a couple minutes. So I'm like, what the hell? Why are they not coming in their house? And then, all of a sudden, the girl mom pop up there. And she asked me, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah. You know, and she was like, no, I'm just making sure you all right and everything. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, you know. And then they come in. So the way it looked at me, like he didn't want to come in his house, like he thought something was about to happen. So, you know, I ain't, whatever. So now I'm done. I'm doing all the little caulking, little stuff like that. And they called me and told me the knob came off. So what happened was I didn't tighten the fastener nut tight enough, right? And so I go there to put it back on, right? And you know, it's like 9 o'clock at night when they call me, and then she's like, I gotta get now. Listen, I'm not gonna be riding around 10, 11 o'clock at night with these crazy behind cops out here. You know, no. I mean, if you want, dude could put it on. It's on the Allen key. You know what I'm saying? And the Allen key is right there on the thing. So they had to wait till the next morning. So he don't do it, of course. And so I get there yesterday, and he, you know, they ain't say, he called me and asked me what time I was coming in. Now, I haven't talked to him in a minute, but he called me and asked me what time I was coming in. And I told him, I said, I'm actually about to be on my way now. I said, but I had talked to her mom already. And I said, usually you know, they talk to each other, right? So he was like, oh, well, she didn't say anything to us, so I know they lying, because don't you talk all the time. So you see all this dew outside, all the morning dew. So I don't say nothing, right? So now, if you have anything you want to say that you don't like or anything like that, and you're on the phone with me now, this is the time to say it, right? So then when I get there, nobody's there. So I do exactly what you said, you know, you had a problem with. Well, you know, with the knob. He don't say nothing else. Now, prior to that, they asked me about changing on their outlets, and I told them I'll let them know what day. I'll wait till I tell you what this dude says. So, so I go there, I change the knob and everything, tighten the knob up, make sure it stay on and everything, right? Then I bounce. So he calls me. So he says, the bowl's loose, right? So I'm like, the bowl? He said, yeah. I said, well, why? I said, wait a minute. Why you ain't say nothing? You know, so now the way they wanted it, it's almost impossible to keep the bowl straight. So the only thing I could do was caulk around it, because they bought, instead of using the actual top that you use for those on top bowl sinks, they use something else. They, you know. So I had to like put a bead of caulk around it, you know. And I told them, don't touch it, let it dry. But I know he touched it, right? So he says or whatever. So I ain't say nothing. So he's saying, you know, he says this, and then he goes about outlets. He says something about the boat, then he says outlets. And I'm like, I didn't tell you I was coming to do them today. I said, where did you get that from? So he's like making up stuff. So I'm like, dog, like you telling me stuff that I said out of my own mouth. I know what I said. So he starts yelling, right? So now I'm like, okay, you got a grown ass man on the phone yelling like a damn woman. Like he's yelling, screaming, oh, that is how you left your jacket in my house, and like this is a man talking about screaming like this. He said, you left your jacket in my house. And he's screaming about dumb shit. Yo, I swear to God. Like he sound just like a female would. So after he finished screaming and yelling, I was like, you done? And he, you know, and I said, man, I hung up on him. Because I'm like, I'm not sitting on the phone with this. So the lady that paid for the job, I called her. I said, listen. I said, don't take this as no disrespect, but I said, I'm not going back to that house. I said, because if your son-in-law wants to show off in front of his girlfriend, your daughter, and call himself coming at me, and I bust his ass, I said, well, I ain't curse at her, but I said, and I do something to him, I said, I don't want to be held responsible for me defending myself. I said, so just to make everything even, I said, I'll give you a couple dollars back and I'm cool. I said, I'm not going to go there because I said, I know his type. And she was like, what are you talking about? So I'm telling her what he did. So, and I said, I know his type. He's saying he do a lot of mouthing. I said, then when somebody put their hands on him, he's calling the cops. And he's going to court and everything. And I said, and I'm not going through that. Again, hold on, y'all. Hold on. So, you know, I'm like, I'm not going to go through that. You know, so she was like, so she asked me or whatever. And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't really even want to get into that. I said, because it was between two men. But I'm just letting you know. I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not going there. So she was like, well, what if we, you know, this, that, and this. And I'm like, lady, listen. I said, at the end of the day, I said, I understand, you know, whatever he's complaining, whatever he's saying. I said, and that's the thing. If you got something you don't like, then say it. You should have said it. You want me to read your damn mind. You know what I mean? You know, and I said, instead of him being a man and just telling me what it was, he waits to get on the phone and starts all this yelling and screaming. Like, I said, I don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting on the phone with no man yelling and screaming at each other. And I said, and I told her, I said, and where I'm from, the way I was raised, you start raising your voice at me, that means you want to get punched in your mouth. I said it straight out. And I said, before it go there, I'm not coming there no more. You know what I mean? I said, because it's going to turn into something. And I said, or the court, and what comes out of his mouth after I crack him, I said, it could get worse. So, you know, to alleviate the whole situation, I'm going to send you a couple dollars and you go get somebody to do whatever caulking or whatever he's got a problem with. You know what I mean? I said, because I'm going to wind up hurting him. You know, I said, the problem is, I said, I'm going to tell you something. This is something I went through my whole life. I said, dudes look at me and they see, oh, light skin. And then they see that I'm not a big dude and they think they could just run over top me. I said, but then when they start and I start doing what I do, I said, then all of a sudden you want to call the cops and scream for help. I said, so I'm not even going to set myself up for that. You know, and I told her, I said, now I used to be way out of hand when I was younger. You know, I said, I used to do a lot of crazy stuff when I was younger. I said, I'm an older man and I don't even want to be involved in that now. I said, now you got these little boys with these mouths, you know, running their mouth. They think that's tough. They think that's being a man screaming like a female. Women argue. Men don't argue. You know, we say stuff, we say it sternly, and if you got a problem with it, then let's go. We go ahead and get it over with. Throw your hands up, let's go. You know, all that screaming and yelling back and forth and all. Nah, I was not raised like that. And my thing was, I'm on the phone with a man screaming through the top of his lungs, and I said, why would I say anything? I said, I'm not arguing with him. And I said, he probably felt like he did something. And my thing is this, what did you do? Only thing you did was make your throat dry and probably made yourself hoarse, but that's about it. You know, so I'm cool. So she was like, well, can you she kept begging and you know, I had to tell her, I said, all right, I said, here, let me say it in this terms for you so you'll know what I'm talking about. I said, this is the reason why men lose their lives. This is why people get murdered and killed. She said, why? I said, because I'm telling you no. I'm telling you I don't want to do nothing to him and you're begging me to come back, to keep coming. I said, now, you can say, oh, this, that, I'll make sure. I said, you can't guarantee none of that. I said, because if he come in that house charging at me and he's bigger than me, I said, I'm going to stab his ass up. And I told her straight like that. I said, I'm going to stab him the hell up. And I said, and I know you see that knife I carry on me. And I told her straight, I said, I'm not playing no games and I'm not joking. I said, because this is a dude that's way bigger than me charging at me. And I said, and I'm going to poke him the hell up. And she was like, oh my God. And I said, oh, your guy what? And that's what I said, I was trying to tell you. No, I don't want to go there because of his mouth. And I'm not that type of dude. You cannot talk to me like that. I'm not that type of dude. You know, I said, it's different types of men out here. You got men that act like women, and then you got real dudes that's out here that don't play like that. You start yelling at me, you might as well go ahead and stick your face out, because I'm gonna hit you. You know, that's just the way it is. Like the way I came up and the people I came up with, we did not do that. Men did not scream and yell like women at the top of their lungs. We did not do that. If me and this dude got a problem with it, he say something I don't like, I say whatever I'm gonna say. Well, let's go, man. Put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. All this, nigga, I can't be out. Like, please, man, I'm not doing that. That's too much energy. I'd rather get all bruised up than to do that. So, you know, she was like, okay, all right, I understand what you're saying, you know. And that was that, you know. And I hung up and I sent her $200. But yeah, I'm not, because I know what's gonna happen, yo. I'm gonna wind up going to jail. Because, and it's for any dude that's listening. What would you do if somebody, this dude about probably like close to about 260. I'm 5'7". He about 5'11", charging at you. What would you do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I probably could beat him up or whatever, because I can't fight. But I don't know. It's just, I just know how I would react. Some dude way bigger than me running up on me, I'm gonna stab his ass up. I'm just being honest. I ain't even gonna play those games. I ain't even gonna play with him, y'all. I'm gonna poke him up. You know, and I don't want. That's the thing. I don't even want myself near that situation. So that's why I told her that. No, thank you. You know. But on the other note, listen. What I was about to say. Yesterday, other day on my other video with the books and stuff, I haven't had a chance to, you know, sit down and go through this book yet, because I'm coming in the house 2-3 o'clock in the morning from working. So hopefully today is the last day of me doing that. So hopefully today is the last day, because for me the Sabbath starts tonight. For me, because I follow the moon. So if you look up at the moon, the moon will be half illuminated tonight. It'll start being like almost fully illuminated or whatever. So about Friday night, it'll be actually passing. Is it tonight or Friday? I might have to look. Let me look, because I think it's fully illuminated on Friday. Yeah, wait a minute. So if it's fully illuminated on Friday, then it's Friday to Saturday. So Friday night, the Sabbath will start, and Saturday till Saturday night. So I will be in the house. I will not be doing anything. No buying, no selling, no cooking, no cleaning, no working, no nothing. Sleep, 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 and more sleep. And probably read some books or whatever. Yeah, that's how I do it. And like I said before, you cannot, when everything gets destroyed, you will not know that it's Friday. You will not know that it's Saturday. You will not know what time it is unless you know how to tell time with the sun. You will not know any of this stuff, because all those days are going to disappear. You're going to have day one through day 7. Like it used to be. And you got to be able to tell time with the sun, to know when the sun is full, that is fully up in the sky, that is 12 afternoon. You'll have to know that. You'll have to know the times by looking at the sun. You'll have to know what day of the week it is by looking at the moon. So, wow. And I'm not saying like Monday or Tuesday. You're going to count in days. So, if that's what you think, that you're going to be doing a Saturday Sabbath, then okay, you keep believing it. Because number one, there won't be no watches, there won't be no clocks, there won't be no calendars. So how you gonna know what day it is? You won't even know the months no more, unless you keep the Most High's calendar, which is your clock in the sky. You got your calendar, which is the moon, and you got your clock, which is the sun. And your stars actually give you signs too, like monthly signs. So you better get out there and start learning this stuff. You ain't gonna be able to tell anything. So all these people talking about the Sabbath was on Friday and Saturday. How? Because it says the Sabbath is on the 7th day. The 7th day, the day of rest. That's what it says, right? It ain't say Friday. And it damn sure ain't say no Saturday. And you can't go off for these months because all this stuff, these months are wicked. They're named after wickedness. So what make you think you're going to keep these months? You got to keep the Most High's times. That's why he constantly say I have to teach you my ways again. We're going to have to learn all that stuff all over again. Remember, he said that he's going to discontinue from his heritage also. It ain't just us not having a heritage. He's going to do it too. I'm just going to go dark for a second. So, you know, I got something in my tooth. I got to get it out. Yeah, so if the Most High says he's going to discontinue from his heritage, as we are, then that means he's not messing with. He wasn't messing with us for a long time. He was mad. Said, I'm sick of them. Always running around, like a little whore chasing after these idols. And that's the truth. That's what we do. Tell me I'm lying. Hold on, y'all. Damn. I'm going to pause it, man. Yeah, so you tell me. Wow. You can't. There's no way in the world you're going to be keeping a Friday Sabbath. Or Saturday Sabbath. You can't do it. It's not happening. At all. Yep. So, I mean, at the end of the day, listen. When it comes to this world and what's going on in this world, we literally got to let all of it go. You see what I'm saying? Especially if we trying to keep the Most High's ways. You cannot do it lined up with their stuff. It's wicked. You're not listening to him. It's like with his feast days. How you going to keep his feast days if you're not doing it the way he said do it? How do you expect to keep the Feast of Pentecost if you don't have a temple? And then the temple is not even the bad part. The bad part is because the Most High says he's going to tell you where to have it at. He's going to give you the place where to have the feast. You know, and then you got to pick a lamb unblemished. Not go to the store and get some lamb. You know? At the end of the day, we have to start listening and not doing what we want to do. I understand, you know, you want to try to keep the Most High's ways. You want to please him. I understand the whole thing. But if we're, I'm butchering. If we're not listening, and he's telling us a certain way to do every last one of these things, and we're not doing it, then guess what? Then that means we're going against him. And you know what that means? That means trouble. So, just like this cop rolled by me like I wasn't here. You want to stay like that? Don't try to keep them feast days and high holy days, because you can't. The only thing he tell you to keep is his Sabbath. So that's what you should be doing. Keeping his Sabbath and just reading and learning about him. That's all you should be doing. All that other stuff, I'm gonna keep that. We're gonna have a feast of this and feast of that. How? All his feast days have a sacrifice in it. All of them. And he picks the place. And as far as I know, he ain't even talking to us right now. I mean, the Holy Spirit is speaking to us. He's sending her to say stuff to us, to teach us stuff, but we don't hear his voice. I mean, I don't know who I heard that night. That could have been just that was a dream. So, you know, you don't know, you know what I mean? I mean, we didn't physically hear it. That was in a dream. So, I'm just putting it out there, y'all. Listen, you go ahead and keep them, and keep trying to keep them feast days, and he's not picking a place for you to go. He's not giving you a lamb that's unblemished and all that. You keep doing that and see what happens. And you wonder why these cops keep messing with you. Remember what he said. What did he say? The heathen is his what? His whipping stick, right? Ain't that what he said? So now, if he's going to punish you, who he going to punish you with? Who the Most High going to punish you with? He's going to punish you with the heathen. So when you get pulled over and they trying to kill you or beat you up or something like that, or you going through their court system, you know, for nothing, you know you ain't did nothing, now you know. Yeah, think about it. That's who the Most High used to beat your behind. Them. Cause you ever, like, think about it like this. See, this now I start to see stuff now. You ever rode down, was riding, and the cop is sitting over the park, and he look at you, right? While you ride by. Now you ain't doing nothing. You ain't leaning back in the seat. You ain't got your head all laying on the windshield. I mean, on the side window. You ain't got no music playing loud. You're driving, sitting up straight like a normal person. And he look at you, and then he look again. It's like he saw you, but then he saw something else. And then he pulls out behind you. And he's really an asshole. Excuse my French, but that's what he is. Why do you think that? Why do you think he acting like that? Huh? Because that's the Most High's whipping stick. And he just put him on your behind. So, know this. Keep the Sabbath. You cannot keep the feast days and high holy days. You cannot keep it. You have to keep the Sabbath. The Most High picks those places. You have to sacrifice a certain way. And it ain't you sacrificing, it's the Levites sacrificing. There's a certain way things are to be done. And it ain't what you saying it is. So, keep his Sabbath. That's why he said a lot. Keep my Sabbath. You get your behind outside. You look at that moon. You download your app. You keep your eye on the moon. You keep your eye on the app. And when that app show you the moon is fully illuminated, you go outside and you look at that moon and make sure it's fully illuminated too. So you'll know exactly what it looks like when it's fully, half illuminated. And you know that's your first Sabbath. And then when it's full, that's your second Sabbath. And then when it's waning back, when it's half illuminated again, that's your third Sabbath. And then when you go, it's going into the new moon, which would be the same, that seventh day, that's your Sabbath. Pretty much when it's dark. That's a Sabbath. Then you take your behind out there. Usually it happens on the Sabbath. You'll see the new moon. That new moon is a new month. That's your next month. That's your Sabbath. That ain't a Sabbath, but the day that you see the new moon is the day your Sabbath fall on. I remember one time I didn't see a new moon for 3 days. Yeah. So, because the Most High got stuff set up a certain way. He got his time. The way everything's supposed to go. Those lights they're living beings. They're on a schedule. So, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Not what you want to do. So, read it. It's in the scriptures. Read the feast, how they did the feast days, the high holy days. Read what they did. He says, I will pick a place. He didn't say you. He didn't say you go to the supermarket and buy a piece of lamb. Of defiled lamb. Because they probably dipped it in pig's blood. Y'all didn't know they do that. Do you know? When you buy a steak, they call it a porterhouse steak. It's a circle of steak. Do you know all that is chunks of steak dipped in pig's blood? And what happens is the pig blood and the cow blood makes it coagulate. makes the meat stick together. So you eating pig house steak. Yeah, so I bet you some of y'all didn't know that. That's how they make them circular steaks. You take chunks of beef, take pig blood plasma, and they turn the pig blood into like a powder. And they mix the meat in it. And it dissolves and it makes it coagulate, makes it stick together. That's how they make a porterhouse steak. So think about that. And you gonna go buy lamb and you think they ain't dipping in pig's blood. Who do you know? Who do they have in captivity? They know. So you keep thinking they ain't dipping all these products in pig. They know what they doing. That's why they raise pigs on farms. That's why they have everybody got a pig. Why? They want to keep you defiled. Wake up. Wake up. That's why he said our bread is defiled. So now you keeping the Most High feast days with a piece of defiled food. You really think he want that? Come on, man. Wake up, y'all. Use your brain. Use common sense. They have control of everything. The Most High is not going to have a feast day with them in rulership. He's not going to do it. So, wake up. Alright? I ain't going to burn y'all eardrums off. Look at these houses they built, y'all. Look at John. You see it? I'm going to zoom in. Look at it. You see it? That's a house. It's got an elevator in it. It's got a garage and a... Now, ask yourself, why are they buying up all the property in Philadelphia, making the houses really expensive? Because they pushing us out. Why do you think they pushing us out? Some people say, oh, because we should have this. Let me explain this to you. That is the will of the Most High. He knows what he's doing. They're pushing us out of the city. And they're moving into the city. We're going to be in the country. They're going to be in the cities. What did the Most High say he's going to destroy? Their cities. Am I lying or am I lying? No, I'm not. So now, if the Most High said he's going to destroy their cities, they're buying up everything where you can't afford to live there. What is he doing? He's setting them up. Use your brain, guys. Wake up. Alright, y'all. I wish I had one of my books with me so I could have read something for y'all. But let me know what you think. Alright, y'all. Shalom.